Hmm. Oh. Yes!
Should be Orochi Stygian. Yep. I'm gonna just play it with Forgotten Land with Frozen Lance, not Forgotten Power. Forgone Power? I've messed up a lot of Forgone Power runs. Orochi does have an incant build chance that we could run into. We've got a TSA Crypt Builder Sanguine Pyre of Dominion. So Pyre of Dominion is going to set us up without a lot of our mix options. So Risky Operation is kind of free power on Test Subject Alpha. So I'm going to take it. I can pick up Glacial Seals and go for incanting. But I don't have something that enables incants. I think I'm going to take Drains, because they can set up Crypt Builders. I don't want to take Pincushions here, but I really don't want to have 3 copies of Test Subject Alpha. We'll never be able to get them on board, and it feels like a losing situation. I think here we probably go Guard of the Unnamed. As I have my aggression, I don't know what we're doing for tanking. I'm feeling like I want to go Mad Scientist and do maybe one floor that is Test Subject Alpha with the Guard of the Unnamed, and then another floor that is Orochi with the Guard of the Unnamed. And I might wind up like combining some of that in a little bit as we go. Got to check here first. I think I want Kinstone Totem. My tanks are not monstrosities, they are sirens. This feels like a decent start. I don't think I can take this -1, because it would set me to 3 deployment. I could still deploy a Test Subject Alpha under that situation. Let me see. I don't need to set up these pincushions much, right? No, I might be able to scale a pincushion based on a Sanguine Assistant. I probably need to remove one of these pincushions and go with just one of them. Let me not take this. So I think there's a few things I can do if I don't take it that get closed out if I take it, basically. So my thinking is gonna run like this. Not getting through for that. Set this up. I don't need a second pincushion on board. Play doesn't matter much. We get the incant for unstable, so we get the collector. Operation. Yeah, since I drained the last guy, he didn't get killed. We do this and not drain this one so that we can get our Vampire Tooth collected. Let's see. That there. Let's see. If I let this turn go by, I'm gonna take 4 damage from the Fallen Champion, but I get another 3/3 scaling on my pincushion. And then I think I can drain him on the next floor to win. If I risky opt the Test Subject, I might win here a little too fast. So I think I risky opt him here. And then probably play this guard over here. This is risky. So we take 4. Okay, we've got the win. Got us an extra +3/+3. I could get a 3rd Sanguine Assistant. Let me do it. If I need to scale a pincushion, then I kind of need this. Offering token's pretty helpful. Alright, I think we want Merchants of Steel more than anything else. We might take both of these. This is a double no. Really don't want that. Reanimate and Endless. I don't really want these. I could re-roll to get an incant armor on one of these guys. It's a pretty good benefit for them. But if my re-roll hits a second row thing that I want more, I'm not going to be able to fit it. We're in a bit of an awkward state. I'm going to remove this pincushion. And you don't usually want to take removes with Pyre of Dominion, but there's just no play scenario for 2 pincushions. I think I can do this challenge fine. Just gonna drop a Crypt Builder here. Let's go through this just fine. Get out the Scar to the Unnamed. There's my first Sanguine Assistant to get rid of. This unit will be able to get rid of this Sanguine Assistant. Put the pincushion up here. I'll stage up the other Sanguine Assistants. So this guy and this guy will each help me by getting rid of a Sanguine Assistant. Take a little bit of damage. Okay, so I equip this up here. I need this guy to die. This guy's dying on schedule. This guy should be dying on schedule. This boss will get a little bit stronger as he climbs. I cannot actually play Risky Op into him. I am going to Offering Token. I think I'll drain him as well. And those do not cause this Legion to, they don't make him, they don't cause me to kill him. I'm actually going to have a difficult time killing him. We got to hope that the pincushion is enough for it. I think the lifesteal is going to help. So we definitely lose this unit here, which we want. Drop a Crypt Builder. I think I still can't play Risky Ops here. Well, I could play it on the Sanguine Assistant, but that's beyond the point. Wouldn't do anything. I think I just do this. Get a little bit of Unstable onto him. So got him down to 144 with Unstable 12. I can equip that, and now we're killing him. And beyond that, I have the option to drain him further. So we kill him pretty cleanly while maximizing our pincushion scaling. Do I want a 4th Sanguine Assistant? Yes. Energy Siphon, Titan's Gratitude. Energy Siphon is decent when I've got 2 Crypt Builders that I'm enabling fairly well. Yeah, I'll take an Energy Siphon. It's also good with Incant on my Orochi. I'm going to check another Merchant of Steel. Got Titanite Large Stone as my options. Isn't really what I want to see. I can definitely make use of the Titanite, though. I'm not enamored with these picks. I'm going to Titanstone one of the guards, the Unnamed. Then I think I want to reroll. I've got a Dualism and a Runestone. So, Dualism and Runestone have a similar output on this character, but Runestone is, of course, massively, massively cheaper. So, we're going to Runestone him. Now, we've got Vampiric Feed Kale, which means we're looking for a 30 attack stat on our test subject Alpha. If we hand him a Vampire's Tooth, he goes up to 20, which means adding a Strength Stone to him does make him hit an important baseline. We want to look for Multi-Strike on him down the line. If we don't find Multi-Strike, I might have to Large Stone him, which isn't great. Up against Seraph Entropy, he's a very functional unit, because I don't have to worry about hitting 50 for Chosen Assassins, necessarily, and I don't have to worry about protecting him from Corruption either. So he can be pretty fine as is. I don't think we're smidging anything, so we should be moving on. I'm not paying for Dualism on that unit, unless you can get 3rd upgrade. I think Dualism's kind of bad here. Oh, this is very interesting. I really want this. So I want to do either the Titan Skin 5 or the Permanent Rage. Let's see. So Titan Skin 5 on this makes this unit nearly unkillable, but the permanent rage at third ring I think is really interesting. I think we might be understacking this because of our quick striking. We're definitely taking this effect. And I know which unit I'm putting it on, too. I think I want the rage because I'm concerned about my damage output. And this is going to help this guy with pressuring my kills on Kale, as I've so often been screwed by not doing enough damage to Kale. Of course, the shackles make our deployment a little harder, so I think our initial setup has to be this, and doesn't immediately feature the TSA. We'll have to set up the TSA here. Offering Token actually allows me to play the Sanguine Assistant here. I do like that. Because I've got the Kinstone Totem to give me some extra energy. Here comes Sanguine Assistant number 2. We'll throw out an Incant. We're risky up there. $50-50. We hit the 50-50. Sweet. And I get an energy back. I guess that wasn't 50-50 because the energy rebate would let me play the other scenario. I don't need to play the Savage Shackles anymore. More scaling. Let's see. I think I want to play the risky op into Drain here. Okay. The rest of that's fine. I'm not incanting as much as I might be in some other circumstances. Yeah, I'll drop the Crypt Builder here. I can play that. If I don't kill on second floor, I'm very confident about top floor. I can afford to risky op Foraging here. Drain, discard the Drain. Pretty sure we beat him here. Yep, looks like it. But just for good measure, this does, like, a lot of damage. Let's see. I don't think I'm playing Scrap for Parts. I could Scrap for Parts on the Sanguine Assistance while we're going through, and it does help accelerate the build a little bit. But the extra attack power on the unit that we're scrapping doesn't help. Let's see. Gifts for a Guard is very difficult to play under Pyre of Dominion, and so is Ancient Synergy, both for the same reason. So I don't think I want to take either of those. It might be Scrap for Parts to help me play through these Sanguine Assistants faster. I'm kind of wondering if there's a case where that helps me more than that, but I think we might be stuck there. I could possibly bring in, like, Cold Kalia and set that up on the bottom floor. I have a little bit of spare room. The Plague Doctor is also a pretty great unit with risky ops, especially if we give him a Vampire's Tooth. And we do have one spare space on the bottom floor. Let me grab a Plague Doctor. If I hit the Plague Doctor with If Scrap for Parts hits a Plague Doctor, it's really good. Because I don't think I'll be playing Plague Doctor as part of my initial deployment. It's a very speculative unit right now. I think I'm going for the Forgotten Boons, see if we hit a good Celestial Alcove. I think, in terms of my Guards the Unnamed, I'll probably wind up removing this one and duplicating this one. And our first Empyrean Well is just before Kale, paired with the Merchant of Trinkets. Merchant of Magic, I'm not too interested in right now. We could definitely get more power out of doing something with Energy Siphon and Crypt Builder. These are ripe for upgrading. Let's see, equipment and rooms. I'm not super excited about equipment and rooms right now. I'm doing a lot of equipment-related things already. I mostly just want the Forgotten Boons. Theoretically afford 2 things here. If I get Pyrestone Housing, I still can't put a 3rd upgrade on him. And I've got the unupgraded Pincushion and the Test Subject Alpha that could maybe get 2 more slots, but it's not great. I'm thinking it could be Deepwood Oil. I think I'm just going to reroll. There are more impactful things here. Artificial Pyrestone should be really helpful. Let's see. Awoken, Banished, or Luna Coven. I'm going to go Awoken. I think Awoken cards are really strong right now. Adaptive Mutation's kind of interesting because the rage scaling on the Guard of Unnamed is going to make his attack stat a lot higher than his health a lot of the time. So we can get a lot of gain out of Adaptive Mutation on him. But he's not an offensive unit, and I think the better thing to do with Adaptive Mutation is usually to slap people with your very, very high HP stat. I think Spreading Spores got a numbers buff to be Regen 3, Spikes 3. I wonder if it's ever that. Are Spikes ever that good? I don't think they're that good right now. Our health totals are not high enough to really appreciate Unleash the Wildwood, so I'm going to take Adaptive Mutation. I think that is playable here. I'm going to keep going Mad Scientist. I think I can't take this Heaven Seal with the way I've been doing damage. Most of my damage has been very steady. I should be able to set up basically everything now. Yeah, so he's up to 50 attack now when he initially comes out because of the rage scaling. I think I have no qualms about spending this right away. Oh, that's a crazy interaction. So that flipped his attack stat into his health, but then it applied the rage to his new attack stat immediately. So that's how that interacts with temporary buffs. Ooh, okay, okay. I unknowingly picked a much more powerful option than I thought. Let's see, send the assistant out. I think we let him go through here so he can get killed by the Pincushion. He'll also take care of that for me. I think I'm probably not playing these Crypt Builders, as I still need the enemies to attack my units. Okay, we drop the Savage Shackles. I scrap you for parts. We don't have any extra draws, so it just gets a card out of my deck. I neglected my energy total here. Let's see, we've got only 10 cards. We've got 13 total cards we're working with, so we'll redraw this in short order. Here's where Quick is betraying me. I could get like 3 more instances of Rage if I was not quick killing this row. We need you to get attacked. Drop those. In camp. Scaling continues. Gotten all of our permanent scaling done before Ajax showed up on scene. So that's good. I think I'll risky op you here. Huh. Cool, we go for a drain and it discards, like, the one card that doesn't matter there. Ajax eventually cuts everything down. I cast as much as I can for unstable stacks, and we got a spell weakness on there too. Let's see. Well, he's already dying from unstable, but we can also Crypt Builder him for a bunch. Okay, Spike of the League is generally very good. Mix-a-Lot is pretty fine, even if I have no current mixing synergy. So I think I'm going to take Mix-a-Lot. Let's see. Frenzied Swarm is very obviously powerful. That's, like, well-known. Especially because I have 2 Crypt Builders running around. It's a very easy trigger for them. Frenzied Swarm also allows me to pitch all of the nonsense I'm going to get from Entropy. It's pretty good at that. I'm going to take it. Holdover Frenzied Swarm is basically a win condition. I could possibly go for the Merchant of Arms. The Unstable Vortex doesn't really help. Actually, I could maybe Unstable Vortex and drop this Guard of the Unnamed, and then duplicate the other Guard of the Unnamed to this Empyrean Well. And it saves me for having to pay for a removal. So I can kind of look at this as, like, 90 gold. I think the Merchant of Steel is just much, much more alluring, while I have this under-upgraded test subject and this unupgraded pincushion, both of which are pretty good. Stygian unit checks. I'm not taking either of these. I have those rolls figured out, basically. Swift Steel Dagger is okay. I think the weapons cache we're not looking to take. Take this, though. Alright. I have a difficult choice about the Frenzy Stone, because it's either going onto the pincushion or it's going onto the test subject. I think we probably put Multi-Strike on the pincushion here, actually. Yeah, I think the pincushion is going to turn into a more important unit, especially with Titan Stone. I can trust that it's going to have lifesteal, so just giving it Titan Skin should allow it to survive any amount of stuff with the Titans. And we're actually not going to go super heavy on the test subject this run. I think I will give it a second Strength Stone. So with this, it's sweeping at 33. It'll sweep at 48 with a Sanguine Assistant. Is that good enough? Might not be good enough. No, this is fine. This is fine. We'll do this, and if I need any more power on it, I actually just hit it with, Risky Op. Oh, wait. This tooltip on the Risky Operation is wrong. It's a +7. Looks like they haven't updated this. I'll have to double check and see if that's been reported as a bug. I'm sure somebody's already pointed it out. I don't think I'm taking a Frankenstone here. I can probably cope with this Pyre Dampener. It prevents me from hardcasting Crypt Builders. No, it doesn't. I've got 4 energy maximum. Yeah, I can play around a 4 energy max for this. And with the Artificial Pyre Stone, I'm really not concerned about slowing down my initial deployment. I might not get the Plague Doctor out immediately, but we don't really need the Plague Doctor. It's a luxury unit right now. Okay. so I'm just gonna go right away into this, and I'll just build up some armor here. I don't want to daze all these guys, so I want to make sure the Guard of the Unnamed gets attacked at least once. Let me see. I'm gonna use Offering Token for bonus energy. Let's get out the Sanguine Assistant and play the Calcified Ember here. Vampire's Tooth out. I kill him if I cast any spell on this floor. We're just going to do this into Scrap. Get a 0-cost Plague Doctor out of the deal. Cool. Unfortunately, we don't play the Vampire's Tooth immediately, but I'm sure we'll have the chance soon. And our top floor is a pretty good fallback right now. Drop this. I want to play another Sanguine Assistant. That's going fine. That's fine. Theoretically, because this unit's building up armor and has a big attack value, I may be able to risky op him under some circumstances. Especially if I risky operate on him into flipping his attack and defense. Let's see. The rest of this is fine. I don't want to play either of these, I don't think. I might want to drain this guy? Yeah. I don't need this guy to attack. Give him some unstable. Although he's already within the range where he gets cleaned up by the pincushion on the top floor. Okay. This risky ops is the Crypt Builder is the mix-a-lot. Unfortunately, I didn't get to flip the Guard of the Unnamed's attack and defense this fight, which is a big difference in how much punishment he can stand up to in this final bit. I can't risky op him either. So he's got one spell weakness into Crypt Builder, which is worth like 160 damage. I think they buffed the raw damage in Crypt Builder. I remember it being 60 before, and now it's 80. I think what I do here is actually risky op the Plague Bearer. And this is going to cause him to provide a lot of unstable to the Undying One. He's going to start blowing himself up. Got unstable 200. Okay, well, we've already got you. Apparently I didn't take care of my last Sanguine Assistant this fight. Oh well. We didn't get them all. How do we feel about Faulty Body? I don't think I can make use of Faulty Body here. What about Puffer Flesh? Puffer Flesh is probably pretty good equipment for my Guard of the Unnamed. I'm gonna take it. Unnamed Tome is always a welcome sight. Siren's Song is usually something you want if you don't have a strong top floor. I've got a very strong top floor right now, so I'm less interested in taking that. Grab an Unnamed Tome. I want to go over to the Empyrean Well here. And I'm going to duplicate my Guard of the Unnamed. And then I will purge the old Guard of the Unnamed. Okay, the Attuned Whetstone doesn't do much. Wing Clippings is okay here, because replaying Adaptive Mutation multiple times is very strong. And we might also want to play Scrap for Parts multiple times during a fight. So both of those are pretty viable to be played more than once. Tap Pyre Remains and move on to Kale. Okay, if I get another Empyrean Well, duplicating the Adaptive Mutation is pretty good. It's also a pretty good candidate for applying non-removal too. Because the way we've seen it interact on the Guard of the Unnamed, every single time we cast from the Guard of the Unnamed, he's going to get, like, bigger and nastier. We'll keep up our usual setup. There's a possibility that I could expand the cars to move Orochi down a car, but I'm not too, I think I'm not too crazy about that. We're going to hold the unnamed tome. I think I'm going to mix a lot. Okay, that just... Oh, it actually auto-picks everything. Well, that's kind of a little convenient. After discarding the card, I'll have the energy to play the Adaptive Mutation, which we will then play. Now he's like 100-100. No stat loss at all. Alright, looks like here I want to Sanguine Assistant into Scrap Parts, into a Puffer Flesh. Drop in here. Apply that there. Gonna Risky Op here. I could use maybe some spikes, so sure, have spikes. I'm waiting to silence Kale for a round where I cannot prevent something from feeding off of Kale. So here, all these units are going to die, so I don't need to worry about it. Sanguine Assistant. Going to add a Swift Steel Dagger up here. Spiky Skin down here. Let's see. Risky Op or Drain. I'm going to drop a Vengeful Shard. I don't think I'm under a lot of pressure right now. Vampire's Pursuit, play that. Play an Assistant. Might as well play a second one. Incant Scaling. Looking pretty good, even without casting the Unnamed Tome. This should be probably the first row where I need to Unnamed Tome. Do Tooth. We will discard probably the Offering Token here. Actually, I discard the Crypt Builder and play the Offering Token. Or play the... Whoa! That was a weird graphical bug. Did anybody see that? The name of my Vengeful Shard briefly changed to Mix-a-Lot. Ooh, that's like a clip thing. I'll have to clip that. Yeah, this is going to be very difficult to showcase what's happening if I don't grab a clip of that. So that happened while I was processing an Offering Token play. Interesting. I'm just gonna go Risky Op, Drain here. Well, I guess we're not playing Drain and Drain. Okay, so I'm gonna do another Offering Token play, and we'll see what happens. Okay, nothing weird happened there. I think it might have been related to mousing over something while the discard animation was playing? I don't know. I guess my Unnamed Tome was conserved before. I don't want to drain anything because I want to let them hit the Guard of the Unnamed. So we'll just pass here. $67 Rage, 45 Spikes. Pretty dang effective. That's the fight. So the one on the second floor has a snapshot of the scaling of the first one when I duplicated it. Naturally, the one on the second floor is not going to be scaling as much from that point forward, because it's pretty rare for things to go up to the second floor as is. I'm going to skip these. I could take Mix-a-Lot there. Here, I think I'm comfortable with just taking either another Hell's Flame or a Limbo Solace. I think I'm going to take a Limbo Solace so that we can more consistently make our discards useful. And let's see. I think all of our important units are fully upgraded, so we don't really care about this Merchant of Steel. The Celestial Alcove is still good. The Merchant of Arms is probably good. We have no rooms. What rooms are we looking for the most? Probably the Silence Room is the big get. So let's take a look and see if we can find it. Void Armament, Reanimation Lab, Iron Tongue. None of those really help. I can take a Bloodthirsty Blade. That's pretty great. Bloodthirsty Blade is, of course, a natural pairing with our Test Subject Alpha, even late in the run. Reroll this once. Okay, we've got an Echo Vault. Echo Vault is probably decent with a couple of things. I think Echo Vault's probably very strong with Unnamed Tome or with Frenzied Swarm. I think duplicating the days you get out of Frenzied Swarm is really strong. Part of why this has this discard your hand clause is to prevent you from doing stuff like that. I'm going to take this in a speculative way because I haven't mastered it. And I'm going to make the Bloodthirsty Blade deployable. It's immensely stronger if deployable. Now, with 9 deployment energy... Now, I don't think there's any world where I combine the Bloodthirsty Blade with the Swift Steel Dagger, because I'm already applying it to a quick unit. But in another run, that would be a pretty cool thing to do. I'm going to take Mad Scientist 3. Attack Fire Remains and move along. I'm going to take this. I think we're very cozy. I think we're going to apply enough Unstable to most enemies that it doesn't matter if they have reanimation. Test subject. I want to make sure to put out the one with a higher amount of rage to focus my scaling on one person. And I'll prioritize the Bloodthirsty Blade over the Plague Doctor here. Okay, so I think what I want to do with this is probably Sanguine Assistant, scrap the parts, Sanguine Assistant, whip there, Sanguine Assistant there, we take 1 damage. Here, we just inflict Unstable on these enemies. I will equip the Vampire's Tooth, followed by the Swift Steel. I don't want to drain this guy, because I want him to have attack power. I don't want to daze him either, so this is a pass. Let's see, I'll bring in the Puffer Flesh. It's going to take at least 2 attacks for him to go down. Do this. Let's go into a Crypt Builder here. We need this guy to have a lot lower health. I think I also play a Risky Operation. Let's do that on the Puffer Flesh to make him die a bit faster. Stable 48. I want to Adaptive Mutation here. I might have to do it here. No, it doesn't increase attack power at all. I'm going to Adaptive Mutation here, and then we'll actually play Unnamed Tome here for more Unstable. So at Unstable 64, he's still not quite taken enough damage to pop. But he'll be going under 100 health. So first attack pops his first reanimate. Second attack pops his second reanimate. Then he Unstable pops at the top of this floor after the 2 attacks. That's correct. Okay. I had my math correct there. This guy's unfortunately getting through. We don't like to see that. Bring out the Spiky Skin. I want the Sanguine Assistance to progress. I think I'm just setting up Echo Vault this turn, which means this Avowed Gladiator is a problem. Or I can skip the Echo Vault. If I skip the Echo Vault, what else can I do? I can Risky Op something to get more damage through. I don't think that helps me very much. Let's see. We're popping one of his reanimates here. Yeah, some of this is a no multi-strike on the test subject problem. With multi-strike, we would definitely be solving these problems faster. I'm just going to play the Echo Vault, and maybe the Avowed Gladiator gets some damage through. Let's see where we're at. 260 versus... yeah, he's going to have about 250 health left at this point. Let's do that real quick. I'm going to throw out anything to get unstable on this floor. Then I think I'm dropping the Plague Doctor over here because we need to have unstable going out on this floor as well. Now, I think our next play is to Frenzied Swarm to drop a Crypt Builder. I think we do that up here, and it'll drop another 190 damage on him. Oh, sorry. I was thinking he was spell weakness, but he's not. Oh, we duplicated the spell weakness play from the Echo Vault. So we take 18 there. There's nothing else I want to scrap for parts, so we've unfortunately gotten that held over in a way we don't want. Offering Token Crypt Builder, which destroys that guy, more or less. We're going to play Unnamed Tome just for the unstable application. Then I think we want to drain something here once again to apply more unstable. Okay. With these guys all popping and doing 32 damage to each other, I think we might turn out better than this looks on the top floor, but we'll have to see. Right, Rain got replayed. Okay, we're not killing Rax here. If we were killing Rax on this floor, I wouldn't have to worry about what's happening here. Although what's happening here is not that bad. I probably want to end the round with Frenzied Swarm on the bottom floor. I think we probably mix a lot here. Okay, we've got a Blast Infusion that is Frostbite 18, in addition to other things. Oh, this guy has Sap 5, so he's doing very little Pyre damage. I think he's probably only hitting the Pyre for like one or two. It's amusing. This Unstable gets applied for each of the reanimates. That's how we're damaging the Gladiator. Let me just throw this out right here. Yeah, it counts for quite a lot of damage. Let's see. I could try to drain into Frenzied Swarm because we can get energy back from the Kinstone Totem. It's a risk. Cool. We might have lost the Frenzied Swarm there. He's got a Spell Shield, so he blocks the Crypt Builder damage here. But we still get 2 spell casts into the Guard of the Unnamed. I need to check this phone call real quick. Okay, that's spam. I have job offers out, so I can't ignore phone calls. Okay, Frenzied Swarming that does result in more damage on Rax, if only just. Now, the thing I'm concerned about is this is one of my stronger floors with this Guard of the Unnamed. This guy is probably no slouch, so let's see what we're in for. So the second cast of Mix-a-Lot got me an Enfeebling Infusion. I think duplicating Mix-a-Lot with the Echo Vault should be pretty powerful. We only took 4 damage for letting him pass. Alright, Sap, Rooted, Melee Weakness. Take that. Take that. I think we're ending on a Frenzied Swarm here. Let me see. I think I want to Drain, but I don't want to risk losing Mix-a-Lot or Frenzied Swarm. Let's see. Looks like we won't be punished for casting Risky Operation. And then we end on Frenzied Swarm. Frenzied Swarm will be duplicated. He's got Unstable 149, taking 386 damage. It's going to be quite the fight on the top floor, but we've got a lot to look forward to. Okay, his multi-strike level here is cringe, but we're okay. We've gotten through the fight. That was pretty dicey. Anytime you let racks off the bottom floor, it's pretty bad, but thankfully our pincushion is scaled just enough to take care of it. Organ Harvester is always a piece of equipment worth thinking about, but I think it's going to be inefficient on this run, so I think we're skipping that. I really like our game plan around trying to spam Mix-a-Lot on the Spell Echo floor. So let's keep leaning into that. I think we can very easily enable Titan's Tooth, so I'm taking it. I think that's just free power right now, with the amount of stuff we're discarding. I really want to see a Merchant of Magic and probably a card duplicator, so we're going to pass on the Pyre Remains for that. We have Consume removal. I'm going to remove the Consume from Adaptive Mutation, and then after our reroll, we'll be able to make it free as well. I'm also going to hold over on Frenzied Swarm. I think those two in concert make our make us incredibly powerful. I'm also going to make that free. That's gross. Okay, so I need to take this reroll and apply this Smolder Stone. I think that's very good. And then I have the option with this Holy Stone, which I do like, but I'm going to check my trinket options first. These, I think, are mediocre. I don't think these are too important. Yeah, I think upgrading our spells further is the right move here. So I'm going to apply a Holy Stone to one of these Crypt Builders. Or actually, let me apply it to Mix-a-Lot. So I need to check and see if the healing effect gets duplicated. I don't think I want plus 20 power and consume on anything in particular. So I think at this juncture, I want to duplicate... We're either duplicating, like, the Mix-a-Lot or the Adaptive Mutation in this scenario, I think. Possibly the Unnamed Tome. Let me duplicate the Unnamed Tome, because I have energy concerns and it's free. In terms of card removals, I think I might remove one copy of the Risky Operation. Actually, the deck is very trim right now. I think there are a lot of scenarios where I draw a hand and I can cast everything, so I'm not really concerned about removing more cards. In that case, let's probably go for Hair of the Hybrid here. It does help our damage output in a pretty meaningful way. Alright, let's send it. See how this does. I have no idea how well this is going to do. But I think the spell upgrades are going to help a lot. We are over 50 sweep. Rage 106. I think constantly flipping these guys' attack stat into their health is going to be insanely good. Alright, let's see. Sanguine Assistant there to eat that attack. Put one here as well. I think I unnamed Tome out of his Curse of Entropy editions, so that I can securely draw my first sets of cards. And then we'll play a Vengeful Shard, and move on. So it's 120 sweep to take out this Chosen Ardent without issue. We don't have that yet. I want to make sure the Plague Doctor comes out here. No. Because the only unit that's surviving is the Chosen Ardent, right? I guess that means we get unstable onto the Chosen Ardent. Might be valuable. I don't think it's good enough. I think what I do here is scrap this. We bring in the Upper Flesh and the Sanguine Assistant. Then I go for Energy Siphon, Drain. Gets me the Vampire Tooth. And all these Vampire Tooth casts are getting me Rage through Hair of the Hybrid, so we're building up some extra attack on the pincushion too. Let's see. We've got an incanter here, so we'll be punished for casting spells. Unless we do this first. Now we won't be punished for anything. So I will casually do that. Do a little hand filtering. Risky up, Frenzied Swarm. Now, when we cast Frenzied Swarm, we stop further scaling on the Guard of the Unnamed, because he's not going to Revenge. But I think it's still worth doing. Because now we can lock Seraph Eternus away from putting Curses of Entropy into our deck for the remainder of the run if we want. I want to get the Echo Vault up. He's not currently dazed. He is killing this Sanguine Assistant. I want this other Sanguine Assistant to die as well. So I'm not going to stop these guys from attacking. I want to play this. So we'll play this on the bottom floor so that we get the holdover. He does get to incant off of us doing that. But it doesn't cause much of a problem, I don't think. So we've got Vamp Tooth, Vamp Tooth. Let's see, we're being silenced here. I'm going to prevent the silence. I think I'm going to Offering Token for energy. Yeah, that Mix-a-Lot turned into Risky Operation for a moment. Interesting. I'm going to get the doubled Mix-a-Lot here. And we'll just apply it. Now, infusions cannot be doubled by Echo Vault. I've seen that happen before. I need to keep playing Frenzied Swarm, but I don't want to play another spell here to block my Echo Vault setup, and I don't want to prevent more Revenges here, so I'm actually going to play it on the Pyre. Okay, let's see. I want to get out this Plague Doctor. So the Blast Infusion is a spell and will trigger incants, but cannot be doubled by this for some reason. I'm going to Adaptive Mutation here. And we're going to allow that Adaptive Mutation to be doubled, because I think it's going to be hilarious. So I'm going to Blast Infusion you. And we'll Frenzied Swarm here. Yeah, so it went out again, targeting the same unit again. But this time it actually puts, like, a bigger attack stat on him, I guess. Because his attack jumped up to 300. It's doing some funky stuff, and I'm here for it. Okay, we've got a little bit of a problem here on this floor, don't we? So I want to cast spells into this, but the Chosen Ardent will punish me. We've got 140 attack doubled here. Does that play into the Avowed Gladiator? It's okay. I don't really have an ideal hand right now. I don't have any more ways of ramping the pincushion, unfortunately. I don't want to risky op him. He's going to get attacked. I can get energy out of casting Drain. I can also hardcast Crypt Builder. Hardcast Crypt Builder does not kill this Scarred Sentinel, but it does throw him to the back of the line. With enough... it'll throw him to the back of the line, and he'll actually die of Unstable. That should give us a better scenario moving upstairs. The Chosen Ardent will be dead. And I got it with just one spell cast, so that's fine. I'm gonna lock you down. Oh yeah, Crypt Builder gets double cast in that case. Uh, 4,000 damage so far is pretty good. We do have a Chosen Ardent on the floor who's threatening to punish me for casting too many spells. I don't have too much fun now. Well, let me drop this Titan's Tooth. Alright, so we got him taken care of. The guy behind him with something in the 300s for health is going to get killed by the pincushion and is unstable. I think that if I double Frenzied Swarm... Oh, it won't double on this floor. I think if I Frenzied Swarm, he might die. So I'm going to go for it. He didn't die, but we dealt more damage. We're really powerful here with this Guard of the Unnamed. Oh, yeah, free offering token doesn't do that much for me. But it did trigger another incant. Yeah, Echo Vault is really most interesting when you can guarantee it's hitting a 3-cost spell. I think, like, if you're on a Heaven's Fall run, it's going to be really good. But I don't think I've ever seen a run like that where I am playing something other than Planetarium. Okay, so this sets his health to 291, which is the expectation. But it's also increasing his attack stat. So I think what it's doing is it's giving him 166 as his attack stat, and then it applies 156 rage to that. So playing Adaptive Mutation on a unit that has rage or valor is pure gas, which is amazing. For the Frenzied Swarm, because it drops my Curse of Entropy. Yeah, so we're getting huge value out of taking the Rage event. If we had taken the Titan Skin event, we would not be doing enough damage to win the game. It's very funny when you're playing a run with a certain combo, and your standout card is, like, borrowed from some other draft. I remember there was a run a while back that I won with, like, Valor Room, the room that makes units slay for 6 Valor. I was winning off of that room, but I wasn't playing Banished. That was a good run. Got a Rage 129 son of a bitch over here. I dig it. So this run I might need to get these guys under the mutation pretty quickly in order for them to keep surviving. But in the time before I get them out of the mutation, I can still get up some blockers. Of course, Savagery tramples, so there's that. Still risky opping there. The Pincushion's time is also limited. So we gotta watch out for that. Spiky Skin. Vampire's Tooth. Sanguine Assistant. Drop a Curse of Entropy. Scrap Parts. Sanguine Assistant. Vampire's Tooth. I can't afford to play Curses of Entropy, so we're just taking some damage. Trying to figure out how he's taking 23. I guess it's mostly coming from Entropy. I need to cast a lot more spells on this bottom floor, then. Drawing 2 Curses of Entropy in, like, the first hand is just really rude. Kind of unusual. Easily unnamed tome here. Yeah, so we're going to Adaptive Mutation U, which makes him safe. But we have to be concerned about this. Especially because Entropy is Daze immune, so I cannot solve this with Daze. If I block an attack with the Sanguine Assistant that only blocks the Blightbound Guardian, he's under half health, so equipping him with a Vampire's Tooth will give him 10 armor, which appears to make him safe. So something funny I can do here, I can Echo Vault into Pyre Light, and that should give me a double Pyre Light cast. Then I think I want to Frenzied Swarm up here. So Frenzied Swarming him, it prevents me from getting more Pyre Lights, but it prevents him from putting Corruption on my frontliners. And right now my frontliners are under some pretty bad pressure. Yeah, we got double Pyre Lights. Once I draw a second mutation, this guy will be safe. until then, let's see. We guarantee the Titan's Tooth when we Frenzied Swarm. Um, we play out Energy Siphon here for armor. Then I think I'm going to Frenzied Swarm here, because it gets Titan's Tooth to affect 2 units. Or I could Titan's Tooth the top floor. Kind of 6 of 1. Let's see. Cost-benefit analysis of swarming. I'm actually just going to keep pinning down Dominion for now. We've got 2 more turns of silence on Entropy, and I just need to restrict, like, the amount of nonsense that's rolling through my deck at the moment. To that extent, I'm going to tome these guys too. I think the Guard of the Unnamed survives if we swarm here. I want to keep out my other stuff. Unstable, Frostbite 6, 8 damage. I'm going to stack Frostbite on you. Yeah, so the damage coming through will be 10 from Entropy and then like 2 from Corruption. It might turn into more, but the Corruption damage should also be halved by the Titan Skin effect. So I think we want to play Risky Operation into Frenzied Swarm that doubles. We can do this. And even after that, just basic doubling, we have enough armor to survive. This guy's dazed. Oh, that's interesting. Because of the timing when it cast, so since he added the Pyre Light to my hand, then Frenzied Swarm recast on this floor, it discarded the Pyre Light. That's noteworthy. Okay. After that adaptive mutation, we're basically safe for the run. Play this, bring you out. He eats up the attack from Entropy. And then where are we playing both of these? I think that might just be a thing for the bottom floor. Probably scrape up more attack if the test subject is able to attack into these. We do want revenges. I think we just Frenzied Swarm here. All of his spell shield is now burned. The adaptive mutation re-triggers for more ramp. I'll gladly unnamed tome here. I think we want Crypt Builder duplicated on the second floor. Is there a way for us to do that? Of course there is. Take this. That'll duplicate Crypt Builder for sure. I want more Pyre Lights, so I'm gonna just daze here. So I want to do Pyre Light. It doesn't look like there's anything else I need to duplicate. I'll equip a Vampire's Tooth here. Offering token here, discarding a Vengeful Shard. No, we want to discard a Crypt Builder. Let's see. I will Risky Op you. Pyre Light here. With the doubled Pyre Lights, I can kind of accept the Pyre Light every other turn, and it winds up being a pretty good play pattern, I think. I've got a lot of different options to lock down these different aggressors, and our front lines are pretty well handled with these adaptive mutations. I think we can cast this one here. 600, 355, holy crap. And I noticed that we're killing this guy despite him having stealth and not being a target in combat. I wonder how we're doing that. Because we're only applying 19 unstable. I don't think Sweep hits stealth units. Or I didn't think it did. Maybe it does. Yeah, I've misunderstood Sweep all this time. I think I want double Crypt Builder somewhere. I want Crypt Builder up here. Maybe I don't care about doubling it. I just want it to happen here. In that case, let's just double this. Nice extra 160. So funnily enough, throwing a Crypt Builder at him is a very similar output to, I couldn't quite tell what happened there, but it was a number in the 90s that hit him. Let me get a doubled Mix-a-Lot. Sap 3, melee weakness. Great. Great, great, great. Frenzied Swarm you. So the melee weakness applies to his regular hits he takes. And then we went off playing the Firelight. That was a very chill, actually very fun Titans fight. I had a lot of options and different ways to play it and work with things, so long as I kept playing the Adaptive Mutation. That was like the only mandatory thing. Like I said during the fight, once I got the second Adaptive Mutation out, we were very secure. So I like that that was a run that featured TSA, where TSA didn't feel like the star or the soloist. I've been getting pretty tired of runs that get carried by TSA alone, which is what happens when you get test subject under Savagery Pyre. Test subject Savagery Pyre is just such an autopilot run.